Hey everybody, Miss Dietrich here. We're taking a look at questions 6 through 9 from the L28. Mrs. Pollock is going to tile the floor of her rectangular kitchen that is 15 feet long and 12 feet wide. The cost per 6-inch square tile is 65 cents. The cost per 12-inch square tile is $1.75, and the cost per 18-inch square tile is $3.25. Now, the thing I don't like about how this is worded is that when they talk about it being a 6-inch tile, they're talking about the length of one of the sides. So the reality is this little tile here is really 36 square inches. And this would be a 12 by 12, which is really 144 square inches. And if you don't have what 18 times 18 is memorized, 18 times 18 is 324 square inches. All right, now the other problem with this question is that this is all in inches. Notice that we're dealing with feet. We need to, I would suggest that we convert this to feet. Let's find out how many feet are, how many inches are in this. There are 12 inches for every 1 foot, so that means we have to find 15 times 12 to get the number of inches. So going this way, that's 180 inches. Let's label it so we know, inches. And going the other way, we should be able to do that in our head, but just so we have it nicely typed, 12 times 12 equals 144 inches. Now, if we're interested in finding out how many square inches we have in our, what is this, a kitchen, we need to find what 180 times 144 is, because we need to find length times width, or base times height. So again, we're taking this number and multiplying it by this number to get the area in square inches. 180 times 144 equals, and we get this. So the area is 25,920 square inches. All right, now that we have that information, now let's take a look at the questions. Question number 6, they're talking about a 6-inch square tile or an 18-inch tile, and they want to know how many more would you need of one than the other. Well, what we need to do is we need to find out how many of these we would need to fill in this. And one way to do that is to take this number and divide it by this number. We're going to take the area of the kitchen, 25,920, and divide it by how many square inches that is, 36, and we get this. So that means we need 720 tiles to cover the floor. All right, since there are several questions that demand that we really should find how many tiles we need for all of them, let's just proceed with finding the rest of it. So same thing, we're going to take this number and divide it by this number to get how many tiles we need. 25,920 divided by, in this case, 144, and we get this. So we would need 180 tiles to cover the floor. All right, and now let's do this one. We're going to take this number right here, the 25,920, and divide it by this number, 324. And we get this. We would need 80 tiles to cover the floor. All right, so now let's look at the questions, now that we have some information. Number 6 wants to know how many more 6-inch tiles than 18-inch tiles would Mrs. Pollock need to buy. So you're just going to subtract these two numbers. You're going to take this and this and subtract them, and you'll have the answer to number 6. Now for number 7, since we're almost out of time, we only have 30 seconds, what would be the cost if Mrs. Pollock used only 6-inch tiles? Well, you would need to take the 6-inch tiles, we need 720 of them, and multiply it by this to get the cost. For number 8, if Mrs. Pollock only buys 12-inch tiles, what would be the cost? You're going to take this number and multiply it by this number and get the value for what is it. And then for number 9, you're going to take, well, we're almost out of time. Actually, we are out of time. All right.